Hey guys, how are we doing? So, something, well, not different. I love Naruto and love reacting to Naruto discussion videos, usually as Noxtaku, Swag Kage, bit of Seth the Programmer. You guys have been suggesting this, and I thought this would be quite interesting. Plague of Gripes. This takes me back to when I used to watch Two Best Friends play on Machinima. And I used to talk about Plague of Gripes. I'm sure I used to do like Dark Souls lore videos, so when people were like, oh, you should watch Plague of Gripes video on Naruto, I was like, what? But the title really interests me. It's Naruto the Self-Made Hypocrite, and I honestly have no clue what this is going to be about. Like, I have no clue. Sorry if I'm being dumb, but you guys said it's going to be interesting. It seems to have had a few people watching it, so I want to know what Plague of Gripes has to say about Naruto. So let's get into this. This is Naruto the Self-Made Hypocrite.
I don't know much about Naruto, so let's talk about it.
Right.
Specifically about how hypocritical the series is. Anyone that's seen the show or is vaguely aware of it probably already knows what I'm talking about.
No.
Complaining is fun! That's why I'm such a fun guy. So let's do that.
You're a mushroom.
I'm not covering the whole series here. I'm not covering
It's a
Boruto either.
guy.
This thing, whatever this fucking creature
Started
is.
watching
I feel like
Boruto,
whipping it with a garden hose
and it's
when I
not that
see it.
great.
I'm not sure why, so.
I mean, it's
We'll
not
just pretend that
terrible.
it doesn't exist. Except this kid. Holy shit, this is the cutest child to have ever
So
existed.
good.
Can't pronounce its name, though. This video isn't about cute girls of any suspect age. It's
Okay.
about the hypocrisy of having a series about hard work overcoming natural gifts while also eponimously starting the most privileged child to have ever existed.
Oh.
That's right, Mr. Ruto himself. So our hero Nar opens the series by saying, "You can't do the things I can do. I'm better than you."
Mm-hmm.
He may as well have said, "I'm the Christ of your life, you nameless bitch. Suck my
Really?
cock because I'm your god. Deep tongue fuck my asshole, ninja cuck.
Whoa.
I'm Naruto, Christ King of the Moon." He may as well have said that because it's not wrong. You see, the lesson Naruto tries to preach is that even if you aren't born with amazing gifts, hard work and ingenuity overcomes these things.
Mm-hmm.
The series is going to help me prove the opposite is true, because it does that Japanese nonsense of recycling characters and events because Asia thinks that history repeating itself is incredibly literal for some reason. However, I'll be
Yeah.
the first to say that if your story has a main character, the friends and foes alike should be a reflection of your main character's ideology in some way. Take a look at Batman. Two-Face is a mirror of the dichotomy of choice that Batman deals with every day.
Right.
Scarecrow is a mirror of the utilization of fear that Batman also uses.
Mhm.
Hugo Strange is a mirror of obsession and personal ascendancy. Hush is a mirror of the path Bruce took from childhood to vigilante, and so on. That's how you write stories. You orient your characters along a line of thought and explore the natural variations and outcomes of each interpretation of that line of thought. Naruto actually does this pretty well. Most of the characters, even if they are reincarnations or overly literal rehashes, are reflections of Naruto himself. This is good. What's bad is that Naruto is wrong. Here's why.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
bring up some things from up until the end of the series, but let's focus mainly on the Neji fight, since that's when this presumed lesson on nepotism and Randian hubris culminates before the author probably began to realize how contextually stupid it was.
Okay.
Let's establish our players. Neji and
Neji.
Naruto are mirrors in this instance. First, Naruto. But which Naruto? There's a lot of different Narutos in the series. Jiraiya is a Naruto, Obito is a Naruto, Hashirama is a Naruto, Tsunade's ugly little brother is a Naruto, Sai's brother is a Naruto, Naruto is a Naruto. Too many Narutos.
Right.
But my favorite Naruto is this guy. I say this guy because no one knows what his name is, because he's so unimportant.
Veruca
I
said
know
so.
who it is. Yeah. So this guy makes a big deal about caring about Naruto when everyone else hates him, because they're so similar. His parents died when this big dog that lives in Narazanis ate their house and, took his parents by the legs and chew-toyed them against a mountain. Hey, it's rough, buddy. So he
Tough
grew up
times.
without parents, and he also was stupid and had no talent. So to get attention, he acted like an idiot. And as everyone knows, pretending to be an idiot is a sign that you're actually an idiot and don't know it. He's like, "Hey, Naruto, you also are an idiot, and your parents are skeletons, so I'll teach you how to fail." And so he did.
Yeah.
Flash forward for a second. At the end of the series, Naruto is basically a living god that fought the matriarchal creator of the entire species. She's a tree from the moon or something. I don't care.
Yes, she
What's
is.
this guy doing? Just jerking it. No wife, no advancements in his career, just busting nuts against the wall until he dies alone at minimum wage. Why? Because, while he's like Naruto in that he's untalented, stupid, and has coffins for parents, Naruto has a lot of shit going for him that this guy will never have.
Oh.
This guy is Naruto if Naruto wasn't a hypocrite. Even amongst a sea of Naruto variants, Naruto himself is really privileged, like super privileged. The series makes a big deal out of how many gifts are bestowed upon him the longer it goes on.
I suppose,
the first
yeah.
of these is Clifford the Big Red Dog, who lives in a pet cage in Naruto's spinal cord, or something. Also, there's just piss everywhere. Since it's a Japanese
I never
anime,
understood the
all
water,
the characters
but yeah.
have something called chakra, which it treats like physical stamina, but assures us totally isn't physical stamina. No, it's magic points that let you do magic tricks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the ninjas did. No, not those ninjas. Those are dirty farmers that engage in terrorism against the establishment in the 12th to 17th century. Yeah, real ninjas with magic wands and construction worker outfits. Real ninjas.
Yes.
So, Clifford has a lot of magic. And when Naruto runs out of magic from doing stupid shit, which he usually does, Clifford will give him more. How much more? Kind of just however much the plot needs.
That's
So,
true.
you know that Pokemon thing where the animal wins a match, and then everyone is like, wow, that trainer sure is strong, even though he didn't do anything?
Yeah, it's the Pokemon.
The show
yeah.
does that, with Naruto and his dog's magic powers. Naruto does something stupid, and then the dog bails him out, and all the people around Naruto are like, wow, Naruto is so good at becoming a ninja now. He's so strong because his number is so big. I'd better believe it. Let me give you one example.
Yeah,
Okay, our
it's the
heroic
fox.
traffic cone is tricked into stealing some secret library book and learns the signature move to make shadow clones.
Mhm.
Which, judging from the name, I guess are clones made from shadows, since water clones are made from water,
Water,
and mud
yeah.
clones are made from mud, and cum clones are whatever. Naruto learns to do this and immediately makes like 100 clones,
Yes.
after reading the scroll for a few minutes. Now, we learn later that being able to make more than a couple of these things is supposed to be really hard.
It's a big deal,
since
yeah.
it uses up a ton of magic points. So how did Naruto make so many? Dog powers.
Oh,
The whole
right,
point of
okay, I
this
see what
is
you're saying,
that
yeah.
the basic form of this trick, making a normal
It's
clone,
saying if you
and
work
don't ask me
hard,
what
you
normal
can...
clones are made of.
But he was given it, right.
It's something Naruto can't do at all. Like, there's a distinction between somehow normal clones and shadow clones. Shadow clones are apparently some secret technique invented by the objectively best Hokage, since it was on a forbidden scroll, and is described as a technique only taught to high-level ninja.
Yeah.
Although even kids recognize shadow clones when they see them, and other villagers also use and recognize shadow clones
Which would
as being
imply that a lot
mundane
of people
trick,
know how to do
and
it.
enemies from all over the ninja world also recognize and use shadow clones, so I guess it's not that secret.
God.
The point being, Naruto can only do it because he's cheating. He even gets told later that he's garbage at it, because compared to his teammates, he wastes twice as much chakra as he needs to. He's just dumping huge amounts of energy into the move until it works by force.
Mm-hmm.
Coincidentally, Naruto doesn't even know what chakra is early on. He's not only stupid, but he also never studies. The thing about Naruto is that he says he tries really hard,
But
we never really see him try.
Try hard, right?
There's
okay,
one
yeah.
sort of flashback where he's doing crunches in his room or something. It's fucking stupid. But he absolutely refuses to learn the fundamentals of ninja magic powers, unless it's a physical activity involving repetition.
Right,
I think he has
yeah.
a spectrum disorder of some kind. It's a core part of his character that he doesn't understand basic shit. But he wants to be Hokage,
Yes,
who is
he
like
wants to be the best.
the president of Ninja
But
Town,
no one ever was.
because he's the best fighter, so he does all the paperwork. Seems pretty stupid to me, but Naruto won't shut up about it. But he's also too lazy to figure out how to be a ninja.
Yeah.
It's like me screaming that
Right, okay.
I want to become the greatest artist who ever lived, and when then the teacher tells me to get out my number 2 pencil, and I'm like, what the fuck's a
number
pencil?
2 pencil, yeah.
So he's not only stupid,
Right.
but he's also really lazy and entitled. He actually doesn't want to be Hokage, he just wants people to pay attention to him.
I suppose
And
there's
being
that,
the
yeah.
guy who does all the paperwork
all alone,
is the
look
best way
at
to do
me.
that as far as he's concerned. Even at the end of the series, everyone agrees Naruto basically has to be Hokage now. But they lock him up in a room and force him to study for a couple of years because he still doesn't realize that a Hokage is just a desk worker. All the characters also agree that Naruto has no talent, skill, or ability of any kind.
But we'll make you
People
Hokage
say it
anyway.
so much, I got tired of tracking it in my notepad of timestamps. Anytime someone follows it up by saying, maybe he does have some skill, it's almost always right after he burned a shit ton of chakra. Really, anytime anyone is impressed with anything Naruto does, they're actually complimenting how much magic Clifford has.
Oh yeah,
Safe
that's
to
true,
say,
yeah.
Naruto
It's not
should
like,
have died
well done you,
very
it's well done the
early on in the
fox.
series. He definitely would have if he wasn't cheating by having an endless amount of magic points.
Yeah.
And that's just what we know about Naruto in the first part. Let's talk about its breeding. That sounded gross. Let's talk about his family's history of slamming frothy sex holes together.
Oh,
That's better.
Yeah.
His mother was an Uzumaki. Sounds like a car, but no, it's a family lineage.
It's a Subaru.
They're all born with tons of chocolate.
That's another anime.
Mito Uzumaki was the previous Jin Cherokee. What? Ira Hayes?
What?
She had Clifford the Big Red Nine-Tailed Fox in her lady parts.
Mm-hmm.
She married the first Hokage, and her granddaughter was the fifth Hokage. Clifford then went into Naruto's mom when that lady died. Naruto's mom was naturally gifted with even more special chakra than her family of special chakra wizards. So she was triple gifted. Naruto's father was one of the most powerful ninja wizards that had ever lived. He had space-time powers. While most people are just throwing bombs and knives, this guy is traveling through Einstein-Rosen bridges.
Mm-hmm.
He also had tons of chakra, had sage powers, had the highest intelligence scores in the village, and also was the fourth Hokage.
Was amazing.
Speaking of bloodlines...
Amazing.
Oh, is this a subject? It's basically the entire foundation of the series, so it's hard to pace this one out. But there's a thing called a carrot pan pie. What? Genkai?
Genkai.
Okay, so carrots, right.
Genkai.
If you got a carrot pie, it means you were born with a superpower no one else is allowed to learn. Yeah. No matter how hard they try, they can't have it. I guess the creator realized it's boring if everyone uses the same moves and needed a way to explain it. So that's kind of the ultimate biological privilege in this universe.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are just born better than you are, and their families can use powers no one else can. Sometimes you can shove their body parts in yourself, but the power doesn't work as well. You should have just been born with it. Naruto's mom also had one of these things. She could make glowy chains or something.
The chains of chainism.
More on those later. But just be aware that it's something else Naruto was potentially born with. Funny thing is, although he, in theory, could use his carrot pie chain thing, he never does. Because why would he need to, I guess? We see from this dumb bitch that you apparently have to awaken it, so I guess Naruto never got around to it. Since,
interesting
he
point,
didn't know about it. Or he's just stupid, I don't know. Take your pick on excuses, but he should have a bloodline ability. So, he was born into a royal family that married back into royalty, since the king of Ninja Town is elected, not necessarily inherited.
Mm-hmm.
Even though all the Hokages have always been related to one another.
Yeah, they all seem very close, don't they?
So, Naruto is related to all the Hokages. His father was a Hokage, his mother was a relative of other Hokages and had a god inside of her, and family superpowers, and Naruto inherited all this.
Yes.
In addition, Naruto was also trained by a bunch of legendary people.
Yes, he was.
First by that guy.
By that
Naruto.
guy.
Then Kakashi, who would later become the sixth Hokage. Then Jiraiya. Jiraiya was trained personally by the third Hokage. His team included the future fourth Hokage, as well as the central villain of the first half of the series, who killed the third Hokage. Jiraiya himself was offered the job of Hokage 3 times.
Down.
By the way, he also was the Naruto of that group. He also got training from a bunch of other people, including another guy with a god inside of him, this Toad, who taught Jiraiya, and then taught Naruto how to steal even more ninja wizard magic from the fucking air around him.
Oh, yeah.
Just,
use the ground and the air and the earth.
More energy from thin air, just take it. So Naruto not only was born with superpowers, but also was trained by an incestuous supergroup of kings and gods.
Right.
I should also mention that, with the exception of the first couple of teachers, none of these people wanted to teach him anything until they realized he was the one carting around Clifford. So if he didn't have that,
they wouldn't bother training him.
He'd just be whacking off.
Wow.
Like we are. But that's not all. Later on, we learned that reincarnation is a thing, and boy, howdy is it a thing. Turns out the mother of all ninja had 2 kids. One went to live on the moon, and the other stayed on Earth and had 2 kids of his own. One named Atsura, and the other named Indra. These 2 kids didn't get along, because Indra was a pouty baby about wanting to solve every problem with overwhelming violence.
Yes, let's kill everything and fight.
Quote, no talent, and had to rely on others. I guess no talent by the standard of gods makes him just like a normal hyper-genius. So, for some reason, their squabble results in both of them being reincarnated and being fated to fight one another for all time.
Yes.
Neither is allowed to reincarnate until the other one also dies. I guess that's the rules of reincarnation. If you throw a tantrum, we're keeping you after class and making you repeat exercises until you know better. So, Indra reincarnated into arguably the central villain of the whole series, Madara, whatever. And Asura reincarnated into Hachirama. He has special wooden healing powers, by the way.
Yes.
Remember him?
Hachirama cells.
That's the first Hokage. He married into the Uzumaki family. So Naruto sort of married into himself. Nice. So, Naruto is not only the reincarnation of the first Hokage, but he's also the reincarnation of one of the twin sons of a living Christ analog, in addition to being one himself. So he's not only the most important person in the history of this village, but arguably the reincarnation of the most important person that ever lived. You know who else reincarnated besides these two souls? No one! Because no one else fucking matters besides Naruto and Ass Munch over here.
Sasuke.
So let's go back over everything Naruto was given, not earned, given.
God, given, yeah.
He was born to a Hokage, reincarnated from a Hokage, who was reincarnated from the pillar of all ninja history, was born with bloodline abilities and gifts, inherited a god that grants him multiplicative powers on top of his own, was trained by a cadre of legendary figures who are all interrelated in various ways, and was also personally watched over by the upper political echelon of his nation until all this was revealed to him at a later age.
Wow.
That's Naruto. He was gifted with all this shit, but he's also lazy, stupid, and untalented according to everyone he meets. He should have died hundreds of times over the course of the series due to his own negligence, foolishness, and lack of preparedness.
Because of everything he was given.
But was bailed out every time, undeservedly.
Right.
Neji, in comparison, seems a bit trite. He's a mere quote-unquote genius. He has cock mask powers that let him have better than average vision.
Oh my God, he's got such a way of words.
X-ray vision, but he has to turn it on. And aside from that, he can block off magic points in the body.
Yes. Chakra points.
And he can spin around the block stuff, but it exhausts him. Yes. And he can magically detect anything around him except for this little arrow-sized cone on the back of his head. Of course, most of these are carrot powers. His whole family is born with them, and no one else. His big complaint is that he's part of the branch family of the Hyuga, so they're expected to live and die to serve the main house. Mm-hmm. He has a slave tat on his face that lets them just shit all over him if they want to. The whole concept of this branch family system is really confusing to me. At first I thought, well, apparently they're distantly related. So the main house is the traditionally more powerful one with the good powers they were born with, and he's from the shitty one, and him being strong is an oddity. But no. Neji's father was the twin of the head of the main family branch. They were born minutes apart. So genetically, Neji is as close to the main house as the main house is. And the main house is literally just the latest firstborn and his kids. Which isn't a house, but, whatever. Yet everyone acts like it's a huge surprise that he was born with the strongest powers out of all of them. Oh, how can this be? Well, it's like your kid, dumbass. Their eyes can see everything. Can they see why kids love the taste of Cinnamon Toast Crunch? The answer is no. And their house politics are fucking stupid. Because all of them are stupid.
Wow.
This is how stupid they are. The Leaf Village signed a treaty with the Lightning Village. The Lightning's head ninja, I'm using their words here, snuck into the village to abduct a little girl like the day after because they want that sweet, sweet carrot cock eye power. Now, this already not only is a violation of the treaty, but a clear act of war.
Yes.
It also shows that the treaty never meant anything to them, and they were just trying to put the Leaf off guard so they could, infiltrate them. At this point, the Lightning Village's best political option would be to claim that this guy acted on his own.
Yeah.
He died from this guy touching his stomach.
Make sense, yeah.
So he's not talking anyway. And if this is their head ninja, they must just suck.
Yeah.
But no. They actually double down and demand that since they got caught stealing a child because they want to gouge out her eyes, the Leaf Village must send them the guy who caught them doing it. Who is the little girl's father, by the way, so they can kill him and then take his eyes. That's pretty ballsy.
Yeah.
Not only did they get caught, not only did they break a national peace treaty a day after signing it, and not only were they stealing children in an attempt to espionage away ninja magic technology, but when they got caught, they threatened to end the treaty they broke the day before, unless the Leaf Village gives them the thing they failed to steal. And guess what? They give him Neji's dad.
Do it.
Because their swell logic is that he has a slave mark on his head that makes your eyes explode when you die or something. And he's the twin of the guy that killed the guy molesting his daughter. Mm-hmm. So it's played up like they have no choice, and in Neji Dad's case, that he's somehow making
I never really thought about this way.
Even though he's being made to do it. Here's an idea. Gouge out the dude's eyes, the original dude, then send him off. Or if the mark works so great, put a mark on him too. Then do it. God, I'm so smart. Someone with basic common sense would be very dangerous in this universe. Or better yet, send them a letter going, Hey, fuck you.
Yeah, how
you
about
tried to
no?
steal a little girl the day after you claimed we were at peace. We're going to
Why
send like
did they
100
do?
ninjas over there to poke the rest of you losers in the stomach. It'll be a tickle me hellmo on earth for you fuckers, unless you send us your little girls. Well, maybe not that wording.
Yeah, not that.
Hey, you get the idea. Compared to Naruto, Neji kind of seems like some guy that can spin sometimes, and he can see pretty good.
Yes.
But he was born into a family of dipshits. Not much compared to Moon Christ King Naruto. But in their fight, Neji is seen as the guy who was born with super privilege, and Naruto as the scrappy underdog. Naruto versus Neji, the lazy, untalented, stupid underdog god versus the slightly gifted champion. But before we get to this fight of the century, let's go back over some other fights. Let's see how those play out. There's a lot of theming going on here.
Yeah.
Fight number 1! Naruto learns Shadow Clones after 5 minutes because he can just dump tons of magic into it rather than learn it properly. The moral is that he's not a monster or something, despite exhibiting monstrous powers and behaving like an antisocial monster. Fight 2! On the way to this fight, they get ambushed. Naruto gets poisoned and will die if he doesn't get out the poison by bleeding himself. That's not how poison works, by the way. He does so after making an anime speech, but does it too hard, so he'll probably die of blood loss. But his dog powers make him heal instantly anyway. In the actual fight, Kakashi gets trapped, so the only objective of Nar, Sus, and Suck is to get Zubaz to move slightly. Through a rare instance of thinking, they manage to force him to move a little bit.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Kakashi then uses his stolen bloodline power to win the fight. The moral is that people, even kids the same age as Naruto, are sometimes more innately talented than even adults, although we learn later that the outcome that upsets Naruto was completely fabricated. Fight 3. Butt Chug fights Boy Waifu Ice Magic Knot Princess, a boifu, if you will. Boifu has a carrot cake that lets him make ice mirrors
carrot
for whatever reason, and he can go inside them like valve portals.
Oh my god.
For some reason, Queef Flips just can't walk out of the damn thing, and everyone just stands around and watches. Whatever. Naruto shows up and puts himself in the trap because he's just fucking stupid.
Yep.
Most of the fight is just demonstrating their bloodline powers, which make them stronger than everyone else. The weak always lose to the strong, says Boifu. Naruto responds, I'm not like you. Naruto then uses dog power to skilllessly overpower his opponent and win. Ava Braun does nothing and cries over a boy she's never had a conversation with because she thinks he was born with the best genetics in class. The moral is supposed to be that ninjas aren't just tools in a fight in which they win by using ninja animals as external tools.
That's funny.
Fight 4. Getting close to the Neji showdown. Neji notices Sasuke and only Sasuke, and Tenten decides she wants to fuck him because he's good looking and disrespects everyone around him.
Yeah.
Then Rock Lee challenges Sasuke and humiliates him completely until Sasuke tries to cheat with his bloodline ag powers. Sakura starts spraying ovulation juice like a finger over garden hose all over the floor because she's a shallow dumb bitch.
Yes.
But, to both of their surprise, Lee beats the shit out of him anyway, because Sasuke is relying on cheating and being born better than everyone else, so he just never learned humility. The lesson is that Rock Lee eclipsed all of Sasuke's natural talent with intense training.
Yes.
And the moral of said lesson is that hard work beats natural talent.
Yeah.
Naruto even points this out later, that Lee is always training while Sasuke just sits around brooding while little girls fawn over him. No snark here. Why? Because Rock Lee is the only character in the series who actually exhibits the lesson the series is trying to teach.
Right, yeah, cool.
Fight 5, sort of. I'll lump a lot of these together, but there's around 6 or 7 actual fights. The gang dives into Anko's forest. I'd like to dive in Anko's forest.
Yeah. Oh no, what did they do?
Never mind. Anyway, some guy attacks him by impersonating Naruto, who gets beaten in a few seconds off screen because he's stupid. Sasuke intentionally makes up a long password knowing Naruto is too stupid to remember it, which immediately pays off when another attacker remembers it too well. Naruto again was beaten off screen, gets attacked and is eaten by a snake. He only manages to escape by using Clifford power to mindlessly overwhelm
Yeah, he never uses just his own stuff, does he?
Orochi and the Blind Forest shows up and somehow wins by being so creepy it makes them pee their britches. Sure. Naruto shows up, more snakes. They survive only due to using dog and, eye powers, but ultimately Snake Man decides he's sexually attracted to Rat Chin and gives him a love bite. Sakura, as usual, does nothing but stand there screeching about how much she wants to fuck a boy with whom, again, she has never actually had a conversation with. But wait! The writer realizes that he's written Sakura as dead weight this whole time, and has never developed her character at all.
Nope.
There's an elaborate, emotional sequence of her inner turmoil, and then... Oh. So she gets rescued again. The whole bunch of other meaningless shit happens, mostly involving people standing around talking about how strong the central characters are due to having overwhelming special inherited eye powers, or dealing with situations by witlessly overwhelming them with infinite dog god or tanuki god magic. Also, everyone is obsessed with Sasuke. This is sort of the start of that shit. If you can tell, I really hate the entire Force sequence. There's no real moral here other than it's really nice to be born better than everyone else. Although it'll attract unwanted sexual advances.
The moral of the story is it's nice to be born better than everyone else. Okay.
Everyone gets to the final exam. All the best are here, it is said, as the camera pans over all the characters that were born with advantages over other people. Okay, Sasuke has to fight a jobber while
he's so on point with this video.
Can't cheat for once using his eye powers. His solution is to use his eye powers. He copied Rock Lee's moves back to Rock Lee kicked the shit out of him earlier. And
No
he just
cheating,
repeats them.
I'll cheat.
Baby Fart Breath gets him one stolen attack on the jobber. Rock Lee wins despite not even participating. Thanks, Lee. Fight 7. Sakura and Ino have a slap fight. I forgot this fight even happened. Turns out they used to be best friends, but decided to hate one another when they realized both of them wanted to fuck Sasuke. And you guessed it, neither one of them has ever actually had a conversation with him. They just think he looks good and he's the most popular option. The height of budding romance. Ino's character throughout the entire series from this point forward is that she's Sakura's sloppy seconds. Since Sakura doesn't matter, her rival especially doesn't. Fight 8. No, I'm not covering literally every fight from every character. But Naruto has to fight this piss bandit.
Oh, God,
Naruto loses in one attack a few seconds in, but music swells and him getting up is played up like some sort of major victory. Then he gets humiliated further. In fact, he never actually gets in any attacks.
No, he doesn't.
And just gets publicly shamed almost the entire time.
It's annihilated.
He did throw him harmlessly once, and he landed one kick. Skip to the end, Naruto uses Fox magic to create clones so he can kick Kiba once. This second kick, the only 2 attacks he ever landed the whole fight, win the match for him, despite nearly passing out from his severe ass-whipping several times. He got the idea from watching Sasuke do it, which Sasuke stole from Rock Lee.
Oh, God.
Another win for Rock Lee! Hinata gives him some ointment or something, which Naruto thinks is magic because he's fucking stupid. Kakashi points out that he's healing quickly because he has broken superpowers. Kiba gets offered some ointment too, but he points out he basically took no damage at all. So he doesn't need any.
That's fine.
I think a good lesson from this fight is to follow pro wrestling pacing in your fights. Always let yourself get beaten to within an inch of your life, because that makes you the heroic underdog that wins with a single generic attack.
Yes.
Fight 9! Fuck this video. Okay. Neji is a giant cockwad. He's angry about having a mark on his head and takes out his teen angst on a clearly emotionally abused girl, who he supposedly should be protecting. He makes a speech about everyone being born unable to alter their rank or position. It's really weird because... Okay, I need to ramble about this. He's from the second branch of his house, and he's fighting a member of the primary branch.
Yes.
So he thinks he's born inferior. Yet he also claims he's superior due to being born that way, which he totally is. The whole Hyuga clan has this taijutsu that they can only do because their eyes let them cheat and see chakra points.
Yes.
And his eyes were born even betterer than that, and let him see even more specific points. But his father is the twin of Hinata's father.
Yes.
So they're almost indistinguishable biologically. Plus, the side and main branches of the family are from the same family. The entire concept of the branch system is entirely made up by his immediate family. Yet Neji laments it's the natural order, while also touting how much better he is due to being born that way. Like, you get what I'm saying? It makes absolutely no sense.
Yes,
the series
very
does
strange.
prove it right, though. Being born better makes you better, even if it takes a while. Neji wins. There's no immediate lesson. Neji throws some more tantrums, and Lee, his own teammate, says he wants to prove a hard-working dunce like him can win over the genetically gifted, royal-born Neji. But also says Naruto winning wouldn't be that terrible either, although he doesn't know Naruto was born with all this other shit. Fight 10. Fight 10, the best fight in the series. You probably won't hear too many arguments about that from many people either. Gaara is another Jin Cherokee, like Nar is. So he gets shit tons of chakra and a magic dead mother shield that automatically defends him.
Yes.
In fact, thematically, he has so many gifts working for him that when he fights, he tends to just stand completely still while his sand and numerous layers of armor do all the work for him. His brother, an incredibly hot sister. Good God, she's awesome. I love her. Kind of reminds me of someone.
Yeah.
They're terrified of him and mention that he's never even been wounded by an enemy. He doesn't even have to try. Lee, however, is really dumb. He can't do genjutsu or ninjutsu, which are, well, the things ninja do when they do the magic spells.
Yeah.
So he's a ninja that can't ninja at all. The only thing he can do is taijutsu.
Yeah.
He can punch and kick, and use his ninja magic points towards making himself better as a physical fighter. In fact, he wasn't very good at that either. He was born with no talent at all, but set a personal goal to be better than everyone else with pure effort and training.
Mm-hmm.
He's the hardest worker in the series.
He is.
You know, side Dragon Ball story here. I know.
That's okay.
My favorite fight in Z was the first Vegeta fight.
Mm-hmm.
It's also the only time power levels were used correctly. Goku had 8,000, Vegeta had 24,000. Goku had a move that let him multiply his power, but it also damaged himself in the process.
Mm-hmm.
He was told to only do a double, but he had to use a triple just to keep up. So in theory, Vegeta should win easily. But Vegeta is arrogant because he was born better than Goku.
Mm-hmm.
It's a surprise that lets Goku win their little engagements, despite being completely even in power. But the blowback from trying to catch up damages Goku to the point that the damage he deals is irrelevant. Vegeta gets so angry that he gives up on the fight that he probably would have won, and tries to blow up the Earth. Goku has no option and pulls a quadruple to overpower Vegeta, but completely fucks up his body.
Yeah, he does in the process, yeah.
Vegeta, despite losing that engagement, probably still would win easily in the long run due to how badly Goku had messed himself up just trying to overcome his own barriers. But Vegeta is so entitled that he throws a tantrum and transforms because he's not used to fair fights.
Mm-hmm.
The arc not only mixes the mechanics of that universe's combat, but also the characters and themes that play in the series up until that point. At the end, when literally everyone but one person is passed out or crawling across the dirt trying to hang on to life, you really get the feeling that the outcome was earned, and it was an interesting one to follow. Gaara vs. Lee doesn't have a lot of ups and downs, but it does do the same thing. Gaara is so privileged that he can just stand there and do nothing.
Yeah.
So Lee has to damage himself to overcome the barrier of all of Gaara's natural gifts. He becomes so much stronger than Gaara that he's able to shatter not only his defenses, but the entire sense of invulnerability and self that Gaara walked into the fight with. Gaara probably could have died, and most of the damage Lee took was self-inflicted. Unfortunately, the series once again works against itself. Gaara manages to avoid nearly fatal damage, and hard work fails to win out over natural talent. However, a few important things get pointed out. Neji lives in a perpetual state of giving up. Lee has lived his entire life feeling like an outcast and a loser.
Mm-hmm.
He's ridiculed daily for even trying at all. But he doesn't give up because all of his effort would be pointless if he didn't also believe in himself. Lee is more relatable in this arc than any other character in the series.
Mm-hmm.
If you told me that the series was about hard work overcoming those born superior, and asked me who the main character was, it would of course have to be Lee.
Lee, yeah.
The tragedy in this is that in trying to overcome his limits, Lee crippled himself for life using the tools his teacher had given him. We learn more about his teacher, Mike Guy, much later on.
So cool.
But Guy didn't realize he'd essentially destined Lee to destroy himself. He believed so much in Lee's ability and motivation that he failed to recognize his natural limits. His desire to see not only Lee's dream, but his own dream and his father's dream come true, they ended up dooming the person he loved the most.
Oh.
But no time for that.
Good story.
5-11, we're here! Naruto's dumbass fight against Neji.
Here we are.
And believe it or not, Naruto gets in basically no attacks at all throughout the whole fight. He just flails around, wildly slapping the air with no plan because he's Naruto and he was born stupid.
Yeah.
Neji easily beats him. He blocks off all of Naruto's chakra points so he doesn't even really get hurt so much as just render Naruto completely unable to fight. Now, Neji makes a great point here that I made sure to write down. Naruto, he's a dumbass, and he knows that he's a dumbass. He also never studies, and he knows almost no ninja terminology or anything related to being a ninja as a result.
Mm-hmm.
But he keeps insisting that working hard can ignore that and natural talent. So Neji asks him, "Oh, so you think that anyone can become Hokage?"
Oof.
And he's not even saying that you have to be naturally gifted to be Hokage, which you do, but more that Naruto is insulting the position by saying that anyone that wants it hard enough can get it, which really just rubs Naruto's stupid ideology right into a horse's anus for how fucking right he is. Neji is 100% spot on. Hokages are born. Do you think
Yeah.
the first through fourth Hokages got the job by being willfully ignorant, but just trying really hard? Do you think the reason everyone else didn't become Hokage is because they were just too lazy? And he has no answer at all. Just get fucking wrecked, Naruto. Good God, your asshole is blossoming open right now.
Damn.
Get fucked, bitch. You little orange dumbass. But the series has an agenda, and Naranja has puppy power. The Proctor completely ignores that Naruto has been incapacitated for about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Even after Neji repeatedly tells him to either call the match or start counting because it's your fucking job.
Come on.
So the plot cheats. Neji cheated by using X-ray eyes, and then Mr. Rudo also cheats by ignoring his chakra points entirely and flooding himself with magic demon fox powers. But who can cheat the cheatiest? We already know the answer.
Who can cheat the cheatiest?
Naruto still has no plan and just jumps around wildly, never landing any hits because Neji's defense is too good, and that's the whole point of the fight. At some point, Neji uses his rotation thing. For some reason that's never mentioned, and I think it's because the writer couldn't think of one. This pushes Naruto underground as a cloud of dust conceals the area. Naruto leaves a passed-out clone so he can burst out of the ground and punch Neji once. Naruto later admits that he didn't even plan this out, and it was a complete accident that he got shoved in the dirt in the first place. Neji doesn't pass out or get KO'd, but for some reason declares that he can't move. He apparently got so exhausted from beating Naruto's ass this whole time.
I'm so tired from winning.
Once was enough to win the match. So even if Naruto hadn't hit him, wouldn't he have lost if he was unable to move due to having no
That's a valid
chakra?
point.
Either way, Naruto wins due to using fox powers again. So, Naruto is King Cheater. All hail self-fulfilling prophecies.
Woo.
This is a long video I'm writing. Shit. I shouldn't have rewatched all of Kai to make this garbage. Look, we all know what happened later. Naruto uses shadow clones to replicate a legendary ability that some kid learns off screen later on once it becomes irrelevant. He has to be told that using shadow clones multiplies your experience bonus, which lets him start getting years of experience in hours. His political connections give him the best training money can buy. His fox powers let him cheat through most problems or gain advantages no one else is ever allowed to have, and so on. Naruto eventually becomes Hokage, of course, because, hey, Hokages are born, not made with effort. Especially when all the Hokages, excluding Kakashi, who was put there due to nepotism, are related to one another, you have noticed something is up.
Yeah.
These shitty kids are flinging knives at one another at the start of the series. And the third Hokage fighting Orochimaru was declared Hokage-level combat, and he just sort of flips around and uses a monkey as a stick. At the end of the series, moons are being thrown into the planet as their energy forms kaiju that fire planetary-level atomic explosions from their mouths.
True.
I didn't even go into detail about the eyes. You know what the Rinnegan does? Not very clear, is it? It stays on all the time without the need for chakra. It lets you see chakra and chakra points. It lets you master jutsu almost instantly. It gives you the ability to use all 5 nature elements at once. It lets you create invincible receivers that can transmit chakra and be used to seal chakra and damage those that attempt to touch them. It allows you to read indecipherable text. It grants immunity to the highest level of world-level genjutsus. It grants further access to the 6 paths technique, which are 6 powers, including control over gravitational pull, the ability to mechanize one's own body, the ability to extract human souls, the ability to summon legendary beasts with infinite energy, the ability to absorb all chakra used against you, the ability to read minds and control others like puppets using chakra receivers and allow you to experience their vision as your own, and the ability to revive the dead. Also, it allows you to summon the corpse of God and create chains that enslave other gods. Furthermore, it can allow you to manifest invisible counterpart clones of yourself that can interact with the physical world, or to teleport yourself and other objects around you in your immediate vicinity.
Yeah, working hard.
Create portals to other dimensions, or turn people into snacks. But that's all. You know, you don't want it to be too overpowered.
No.
So, and that's just the eye. Should I list off all the different powers and variants all the other eyes have?
Oh my god.
How about the powers you get for possessing the cells of both reincarnates of the Sage's 6 Paths genetic line? No, really? Well, okay, if you say so. But just like Kabuto said, in the shinobi world, those without talent are nothing. but those who lack talent can just steal it from those who do.
Hmm.
It nearly allowed him to go from a talentless orphan to waging a winning war on the entire world.
Yeah.
So yeah, nice summary, Kabuto. Because that's exactly what the series turned into. Legendary eyes and historical figures being stolen, sublimated, or manipulated into doing the bidding of other legendary or major historical figures. There aren't many cases of characters in the show coming from nothing and being great figures on their own.
No, I suppose it's
Everyone
true.
is always a product of genetics or, reincarnations or nepotism. The people I can think of, like the fourth Hokage, Naruto's dad, don't even have a backstory, though. They just exist because they need to, for the sake of other primary characters. And even the fourth was said to have been born a genius with extraordinary talent. Honestly, the best examples are Kabuto and, Conan, maybe? The paper girl?
Yeah.
But she's just a henchman for Pain, and Kabuto stole all of this stuff. He didn't really work for it exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Although he did study for it, I guess. My favorite example, however, is Might Guy.
Yes.
They figure out that Madara can only be dealt with by using taijutsu, like punching and kicking him. So Might Guy opens up all 8 gates and just kicks the shit out of Madara.
He does, it's amazing.
Madara, who at this point has all the Rinnegan shit in addition to his own broken powers, and a lot of other shit he stole from other people. And Madara gets so fucking hype about how strong Guy is, that he declares it the most fun fight he's ever had in his life, and unlife for that matter. He then declares Might Guy to be the greatest taijutsu expert to have ever lived. And Guy was the son of a loser, a perpetual beginning. His father might die. He was a glorified janitor that even other adults made fun of, until the day that he died. A shame Rock Lee was allowed to impossibly heal from an incurable spinal trauma in one day, only to have a dumb comedic fight and then be practically forgotten from the series. He did go on to, via parthenogenesis, I guess, produce a son named Metal Lee. I guess Lee is memorable enough to the writer to pass on his shtick, but not important enough to have an actual romantic love in his life. It's all very sad, because when you think about it, the person that embodies Naruto's original theme the most is Rock Lee.
Yeah.
He wasn't born with any talent, he didn't get any special treatment from anyone famous, he worked extremely hard, harder than anyone else.
Anyone, yeah.
He overcame obstacles with sheer guts and determination to be better. And even against an enemy said to have never been injured, he came close to killing them.
Mm-hmm.
Even the 8-gate system is not unique to him or taijutsu experts. It's no carrot. Just imagine how much of a problem any of the other main characters would have been if they had also known how to open their gates. No, Lee is entirely a self-made everyman. He truly is the main character of our farts. Hearts. So fuck you, Naruto. You hypocritical, stupid, lazy, entitled asshole man-baby.
Wow.
The show says a lot that he has a strange special power to become friends with anyone almost right away. Yeah, that's called plot convenience, and it's bad writing. And you're a bad person. And this video will probably get flagged, stolen, or copyright struck by a Japanese studio because of their weird international fair use laws that let them seize anything they personally don't like.
Yeah, it happens. Wow. Jesus. What a video. I went into... I was in the mindset of, I'm not going to like this video when I was watching it, to be honest. And then it's just like, oh... he's got some points here. Damn. Yeah. The whole point is, work hard, get to where you need to be, but from the get-go, he's been given everything. Rock Lee's the only one that actually really worked on that whole ideology, I guess. Damn. Wow. So, yeah. That was an interesting one. That was a really, really interesting one. I like how he kept saying carrot instead of, what was it? Instead of Genkai. What was it? Carrot pie. And then he kept calling it carrot. Just a carrot. Oh, God. And the way he was describing things was just So good. That was great. I'm gonna have to see if he's done any more like anime related discussion videos. Because I honestly thought he just did like Dark Souls lore videos, but that was years ago. Like I said, when I used to watch Super Best Friends play on machinima.com when they actually did videos. Don't know what the freaking hell they do now. But yeah, so that was cool. Thank you guys very much for suggesting that. That was awesome. And it's been a while since we've done a long video like that. That was 40 minutes long, and it did not feel like that to me at all. So I hope I haven't bored you too much with this one. But thank you very much for watching. What did you guys think of that? What do you guys think of this? Click like, subscribe if you haven't already. Leave comments down below. Let me know what I should watch and discuss in future videos. And I'll see you guys. It's all of you guys next time.